Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. I am having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to share another recipe with you guys. Now that it's the Christmas season, I was just thinking, it doesn't feel like Christmas without something baking in the oven, particularly cookies. When I was growing up, I could always remember me and my mom in the kitchen together baking cookies. I mean, that's how I really learned how to cook, and it was just so much fun, and there's just so many wonderful memories. So today I wanted to share one of those recipes with you, and it's really a quick and easy one, because I'm all about quick and easy stuff now. I mean, when the holidays come, you really don't want to be at the stove for 40 hours, but you want your food to taste like you were at the stove for 40 hours. So today, with my little cup of eggnog, I'm going to show you, and no, it doesn't have alcohol in it, I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. This recipe is my favorite sugar cookie recipe. It's quick and easy, but the cookies are delicious. And honestly, you gotta have cookies around Christmas, because what's Santa gonna eat when he's coming to leave all those presents? You know, it is my thought that in houses that don't have cookies left for Santa, he just leaves. These are real good. Oh my God. Santa ain't getting none of these cookies. They're gonna be going before we get here. I'll have to make them some more. Without further ado, here it is. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You don't want to forget this because the oven needs to be nice and hot. Next, you're going to need a cup of butter. Now, this recipe usually calls for unsalted butter, but then you would have to add 1/4 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I just used salted butter, so I didn't have to worry about adding salt. Next, you're going to need about 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure it's not baking powder, because you're going to need to add that as well. Next, you're going to need about 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Then you're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. I had the clear kind, but it really doesn't matter. Either or will do. Then you're going to need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Make sure it's all-purpose and not self-rising. Self-rising would be a disaster. Then you're going to need 1 cup of granulated sugar. And lastly, you just want to line your baking sheet or sheets with parchment paper. Okay, so now you want to cream together your butter and your sugar. Normally I would have done this by hand, but it was a little difficult with the camera, so I used my mixer, but honestly, by hand for this is best. I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video that you're going to need 1 room temperature egg for this recipe, and both your egg and your butter should be room temperature actually. So at this point, you're just going to add the egg in and mix it until it's all mixed in. Next, you want to add your vanilla flavor, and you want to just mix this in a little. You don't want to beat it as hard as you would as if it was a cake. Just kind of mix it through until it's a little fluffy. Next, you're going to add your flour. As you can see here, I'm adding my flour in segments, and I don't have my blender on the highest speed at all. I'm just trying to mix it through, but I don't want the batter to be creamy like a cake, just to kind of be fluffy so that I'll be able to form the dough into little balls to put on the parchment paper. Now you're going to add your baking soda and your baking powder and just mix it through. Again, not over mixing, just until it's fluffy. Then you're going to take some sugar, and I add a little cinnamon to mine and just kind of mix that around. Then you're going to take teaspoonfuls of the batter, form them into little balls, and then kind of roll them into that sugar mixture and get it coated really well and sit it on the parchment paper. And just make sure you have your dough far enough apart because they are going to spread in the oven. And then you can put them in the oven. Now you're going to want to cook these for about 18 to 20 minutes. I usually rotate my baking sheet once it's halfway through. Now when they're done, you're going to take them out and sit them to the side to allow them to cool. You can let them cool on the baking sheet first for a minute and then put them on a rack for about another 5 minutes or so. And they should look about like this. And there you have it. Delicious cookies to leave out for Santa so that he does not pass your house by. Until next time, Merry Christmas.